Would you like?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's yet another time for an episode of the JMP Conversation, or rather podcast. And you already know where we are. We're at JOfuasia Media House, the ideal Shangri-La for creatives involved in all kinds of creative pursuits. Today's guest is none other than Jinx, who is an incredible content creator, radio presenter, artist manager, among other things. So I'm going to allow him to introduce himself and tell us a little bit about what he does, as well as the rest of the crew. So yeah, let it rip.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. So as you mentioned, Jinx, of course, I'm a music exec right now doing a lot of A&R, artist management. I have been a media personality for, 7, 8 years.
Okay.
And yeah, just generally a love of music. I haven't worked in any other field all my life.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Can't wait to delve into that.
Welcome. Hi guys, my name is Favor Akinyo-Odhiambo. I'm an actress, a filmmaker, and for now, just that, yeah.
Hey guys, Oburu Ogechi, Babu, music executive and CEO Compact Records. So, yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
All right, and you already know I am Jane Apondo, your host with the most, fashion designer, journalist, singer, songwriter, and all that good stuff. But it's not about me today, it's all about Jinx.
Really?
Yes,
It's all
it
about me,
is.
not
It's
the
all
topics?
about
Okay.
before you jinx us,
Nice.
I wanted to know, like, where did this name come from, Jinx? I mean, it's quite a...
Yeah, I mean, it just came from my birthday, really. My birthday is on the 6th of June.
Okay.
So back in 2006, we're just in class, and then my desk mate, you know how you write the date when you're starting the day?
Uh-huh.
It's like 060606. So it's like, oh
A
damn,
sign
it,
of the
Jinx.
beast.
You know,
I see.
and at the time I was writing raps. I started writing raps when I was like 10, 11, but I by '06 I still didn't have a name. So yeah, he just said, actually I did have a name, but it was whack. I couldn't even say.
Yeah, you say it.
Come on.
Yeah, so when he said Jinx, it just kind of stuck.
Okay.
And I've been Jinx since. So transition from being a recording artist into an event manager, into a media personality, into a music exec.
Right.
Yeah.
And have you studied in these particular fields,
Oh,
or
yeah,
has
yeah,
it
yeah.
just been like from a place of passion?
Yeah. So immediately I finished high school, I did a short course at Shangtao.
Okay.
So I did some production there and some 3D animation. Didn't really pursue 3D animation much after that. But the production side of things, I kept. And then after that, I did social communication at what's this place called? Tangaza College.
Oh my God.
That's where I
Do you
met-
know I once
yeah.
went there?
Yeah.
I didn't last.
Yeah.
You
So,
did
yeah.
last.
What, they kicked you out or what?
Yeah.
Well, it is a predominantly Catholic
Yeah,
space.
for sure.
Like
And,
literally nuns teach you,
Yeah.
and
And
yeah,
That none
the
thing,
rest
you,
is history.
you ain't taking none of those things.
Oh
Sorry,
wow.
I ain't taking none of those.
Was not-
Yeah, so I did social communication, majored in radio there.
Okay.
Dropped out though.
Why
Was
so?
it the
Why
same thing? I
so?
mean, that place is difficult. If you were
It was a bit difficult, but also I think I was just too pragmatic. I
Okay.
was getting into the business a lot more, and like just my loyalty went with the money, honestly.
so like
Honestly.
you were animation, you said animation and communications. Where does the musical aspect come in, or was this
Oh,
just
no, so
like?
it was music production and 3D
3D,
animation.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
see.
that's the first short course I did. But prior to that, I'd already started recording music as a teenager. Yeah, so I recorded a bunch of music, started getting interested in the game, and also another thing in high school. One of my friends started a page. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Kenya's Got Swag. You probably heard.
Yeah.
So Kenyans Got Swag was at one point the most liked page on Facebook in Kenya,
Oh wow.
right? With like 5,000 likes. This is like 09, 2010,
Okay.
right? So this was huge.
Yeah.
And my boy Lennox, he just used to post like mchongwanos on the page. Say, hey, mchongwano here and there. And
Kurushiana.
it just blew up. So after it blew up, and I was trying to figure out how to promote music, and he was my boy. I was like, yo, we can turn this page into a business. Let's promote stuff for people, which is what influence marketing
Yeah.
is now.
Yeah.
So like, yo, we could actually just promote stuff. Like, you can charge guys like 5K a post for their events or for their products, whatever. And yeah, so we came up with the title. For me, I was like the events and promotions manager. And that was really my first company with Lennox, Kenya's Got Swag. And so we did that for a few years. And through that, that's where I developed my initial network in the industry, like radio guys,
Okay.
artists, event organizers. I remember one of our biggest clients were Therapy Inc. Therapy Inc. was an events company by Nick Mutuma, Georgie Ndirangu, Ian Mugoya, and Eddie Tash. And they used to do this party called Bittersweet, and it was like a big party in Nairobi. And so they used to advertise with us a lot. So yeah, I'd say Kenya's Got Swag, and then a bit of school, and then everything just kind of happened after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with the rapping, Jinx, with the rapping and the first group that you guys had,
BOC.
yeah, the BOC. What happened to the other rappers? Because of course, I know you, and I know the other guy used to be my desk mate in high school.
Oh yeah. Me and this guy got some history too. Yeah, Poison, yeah.
Yeah, man. So
Sure.
Poison apparently left for Zimbabwe, but he came back.
Zambia.
Zambia, yeah, and he came back. So he's been trying to do music, but still, yeah. What really happened to that group that you guys had?
Man.
And
Yeah,
what
so-
were the ups and downs in the music industry then?
So I was in a group called BLC,
Okay. What does it stand
Yeah.
for?
Big League Click.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Was the big league, and 4 amazing rappers, and then we added someone along the way, Smooth Poet,
Yeah.
Poison's bro, when he came back from Canada. But we actually started 3 guys. It was me, Poison, and Mike Easy. Sorry.
It's all right.
That's cool.
So this group started, I want to say, when I was telling you I was recording music in high school. This must have been 07. 07 when we started, and we recorded the first mixtape, and it was dope.
It was good.
And then I added one of the guys I was in school with, Young Hayes. Brought Young Hayes onto the crew, and then a few years later, Smooth Poet. At the time, I'd say it was street music.
Yeah.
It was done in English. And it's funny because now I manage TNT,
I
and
love them.
and they seem to be going through the same thing,
Yeah.
where you guys are influenced by the streets, but
Yeah.
you're also eloquent, so
Yeah.
street guys are not taking you seriously.
Exactly.
So it was a bit of that, and also a bit of the team dynamics, where I feel like we wanted different things at certain points. I'd say, I was like the de facto like manager A&R.
Yeah.
Like I knew how to maneuver. Smooth Poet went corporate. Mike Easy went into business.
Poison.
Yeah, Poison relocated to Zambia. He
Yeah.
did some music out there. He went there because of the daughter.
Yeah.
I wanted to be with his daughter, so he went to Zambia and worked on music there. He's back now,
Yeah,
so I
he's
think
back.
he's trying to figure some stuff out here.
Yeah, we've been working with him. He's really done some couple of joints at Compact Records.
Yeah, dope.
Even Hayes, Cooley Hayes, Young Hayes. Young Hayes also did a track with Cooley at Compact,
Yeah.
but that was it, So I think the last time maybe you could have checked on, like the Boomplay, the Boomplay organization that
Yeah.
really supports a lot of art in this
and
country.
that's where that's my day job actually.
Yes.
Artist relations manager at Boomplay.
So tell me something about the eloquence that comes in with the street culture and the eloquence. What really happens in here? Because like Calligraph has a very different style of delivery in hip hop.
yeah,
We have the 28s. We have a lot of upcoming artists who are really good at what they do. And in terms of hip hop and, in terms of underground music, you as Boomplay, how do you come in and identify these talents? Because I've really seen you on a lot of gigs, bro.
yeah,
I'm asking this not because of the relationship that maybe we've been sharing in the street in terms of raising the hip hop culture, but in terms of the eloquence that is portrayed out here with the upcoming artists.
yeah.
How do you want to put it out there maybe to an upcoming artist? Is it that when you rap so eloquently, they take you to Ubabini And then when you're doing genge, they take you down to Madare. What is it like?
I think the most important thing when doing music is to be honest,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
At the very core of it,
Mm-hmm.
you should just be honest
Mhm.
about who you are, what you've been through, your experiences, and just try and communicate that.
Yeah.
Now, technically, is now where things come in. Like
Yeah.
you gotta find the sound that's
Right.
best for
Mhm.
your style, right?
Mhm.
And work with an engineer that understands your voice and how to
Yeah.
bring out the best in your voice. And that's the technical aspect of it.
Yeah.
Find the right engineer, the right producer, and a good team for your marketing and your image, right?
Mhm.
But for the music, I just say be honest. Who would have thought? Okay, I thought, but I just didn't think the market was ready.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that Geri Nengi was gonna be the biggest song in Kenya last year?
Wow.
And when I heard it, because it came out in 2021,
Mhm.
immediately I heard it, I was like, man, like
This
guys are
is-
always sleeping on these guys. I don't understand why you always sleeping on my
Yeah.
guys. And then something just happens and it clicked.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like hip hop is back. Because
Mhm.
in East Africa, in Kenya more
Mhm.
specifically, rap has always been at the forefront as far
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
mainstream is concerned.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're getting back there, with what Cardinali now, and the numbers they did on Boomplay is amazing.
Yeah.
They have over like 30 million streams right now on the
Wow.
platform.
So I've just got a question for you. We have a lot of artists complaining that when we have big events in Kenya or music festivals, we invite Nigerians and South Africans and like just non-Kenyans to perform. What do you do? I mean, like, what's the point of having all these amazing celebrated Kenyans or Kenyan musicians in Kenya, but their music just will never leave the borders? Like, as an artist manager, don't you advise these guys, like, as much as you want to rap in your own sound and language, like, do you want to just be celebrated in Kenya or beyond Kenya? And why? How do they go about that? Or
Yeah.
how would you help them go about that?
Yeah. So artist development is a very important aspect of the business. Artist development is holistic. It's not only creative, but it's also, is it professional or business wise, whatever you want to call it. So you should always be looking for new markets. How do you get into new markets? The number one, I think like top priority is through collaboration, right? So I encourage a lot of guys to collaborate. I try and introduce artists to different guys from different places in the world.
Okay.
Another thing that's very important is to familiarize yourself with the tastemakers. So the radio personalities, the influencers, the TV personalities, and network with these people and just introduce yourself. Put your music in front of their face, right? So we haven't really, as an industry, we don't have a pipeline for our mainstream into any other market. So guys are really doing it for themselves. So you see some artists reach out, like you'll see Sauti Sol do a record with Burna Boy. That's not easy. Like
Okay.
that takes a lot of backdoor
Activities. And all.
for that record to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
Like different layers of management.
Yeah.
Right.
You're dealing with different labels,
Yeah.
different schedules.
Yeah.
Because there's like always a long-term plan with artists at that level. So you see some people figuring it out.
Right.
And these features are also expensive. So, I mean, guys also need to figure out, how am I recouping with this record? So if I spend $10,000 to get a feature from artist X from the UK or the US, how am I going to put this record out? And what exactly is it going to do for me to make this money back?
Yeah.
I see.
So there's that aspect of it also. So I do feel like an industry we could do better as far as setting up structures. Afro beats, I've seen them do it very well, like they did in the UK,
Right.
which helped because they had a big population there. So they created a pipeline directly from Nigeria to the UK and exported their music there. And then through the buzz they created in the UK, it just started going into Europe and eventually the US, right? And that happened over a period of 10 years.
Wow.
So like, what's our pipeline really?
Right.
We haven't really cracked that. But individually, you see certain artists
Yes.
get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you manage TNT.
Yeah.
What other artists have you managed, and what does your creative process look like in terms of identifying an artist and going like, I'm gonna manage you?
And also, how is it managing them coming from a boy band? Yeah.
Managing TNT is a handful, man.
I can imagine.
It's definitely a handful. I love my guys. We've rolled out 2 projects. I've rolled out 2 projects with them: Hated Beloved EP and QBE versus Everybody. We're now preparing QBE versus Everybody 2, which should be coming out soon. The project is ready, just now getting the marketing assets together to roll out. I've only managed TNT. No, that's not true. I've worked with Prezzo.
Okay.
I worked with Prezzo for like.
Hope you're watching.
That's my guy.
Every day.
I worked with Prezzo for about 2 years, maybe 1.5. We worked on an album. I was doing his A&R and managing his day-to-day at the time. So yeah, I think Prezzo and then TNT. Other than that, I've just been helping out as far as, an A&R or as a consultant. And I've worked with pretty much everybody. In hip-hop. From like Breeder, giving him his first shot on radio, I developed a freestyle series called HBR Trap Lab.
Okay.
They made me a meme once. I don't know if you ever saw
What?
that.
Maybe that's why I thought you looked a little familiar.
No, I mean, Homeboys Radio. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
They turned me into a meme through that platform. But like a lot of dope rappers, went through that platform and kind of like pushed them. And it became like a community. So like
Yes.
all the rap fans would
Yes.
wait. We used to do it like every Monday and Wednesday, I think. So and they'd go up on YouTube every other week. So we really created a good community of hip hop. And I think that was my contribution.
Right.
Seeing Boutros now and Cardinali and Breeder.
Who,
and
by the way, is coming tomorrow to
all
shoot
these
his music
guys,
video
yeah.
here.
Amazing.
Yeah, can't wait to have you, Boutros.
Yeah, for sure.
And like having been a rapper in the industry, both like as an artist and now managing
And
other
an exec,
rappers
yeah.
since 2007, I mean, like, how has the evolution of the music industry been like for you and your experience? Like, what has changed since then? What's easier? What's harder? Or,
The internet has been the main game changer.
Okay.
So when I started, you really had to politic with the traditional media.
Right. Pay
Traditional
people
media
to play your
being,
song.
being radio, TV, and the papers. Yeah, you couldn't get your name out there without these platforms.
Yeah.
And so the editors were like the gatekeepers of the industry, and that's why you'll see someone like Calligraph, always digging at Piñé a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, Piñé was essentially a gatekeeper with,
He was
with the beats.
a heavy
you
one.
know?
Heavy.
Like you had to get his approval to get your name out there.
Yeah.
And, he was working close with Octo Pizzo.
Yeah.
And since Octo and Kali had their little thing,
Exactly.
Calligraph was never played on the beats.
Even K-Force, the likes of K-Force and other rappers in the
They
industry.
couldn't get on the beats.
Yeah.
Wow,
So-
that's so sad.
So he had to, go through the radio route. So Calligraph used to do a lot of radio freestyles.
Yeah.
And that could have sort of like got his buzz going. But also YouTube emerged.
Mm-hmm.
And once YouTube came around and he started putting numbers up on YouTube, then you can't ignore him.
Exactly.
Right? So the internet gave the artist a lot more power. If you're aggressive about your marketing, you can figure it out by yourself.
Yeah.
There's definitely less control from the industry gatekeepers. Because if you got numbers, you got numbers.
Yeah.
Just a few years ago, I'll go back to a Cardinale as an example. They weren't doing bad numbers. Like they had songs with a million views on their
Yes.
YouTube,
Yes.
but they weren't getting booked.
Yeah.
Like no one was trying to deal with them. They're like, these guys, I don't know.
This style of rapping is still not so good in the
But
country.
once you get that hit,
That's it.
that's it. It changes
Oh, that
everything.
rhymes.
And it's the
Once you
internet.
get that hit, that's it.
That's it.
It changes everything, man. And that's the power of the internet. And now our Cardinali have a cult following,
Yeah.
and it's mainly through social.
And bro, like we've been to hangouts with Nasty C from
Oh, yeah.
SA.
Yeah.
You've really rubbed shoulders with who's who in the rap industry, basically worldwide, like in Africa.
T.I.,
Yeah, bro.
Ty Dolla
How do
Sign.
you like? You see the way you're putting it out. Basically, I know you, and that's more reason I'm even quiet because I don't want it to look like we were talking about this
we
in the
arranged.
streets. You understand? But bro, you've been making big moves each and every day, bro. how do you get the links? Because if I want to, let's say, Nasty from SA, as much as it would come through, how do you get these links to have an interview with them? How do you get these links to even host them? I remember there's a time we had a barbecue arranged somewhere around here, you know.
Yeah,
And
and the homies came through.
yes,
Yeah.
how do you manage to go through all this and just have a spot with them?